What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another of my videos, and we are continuing the Who to Buy For series, and this time it is with my favourite club, AFC Bournemouth. And so I'm going to run through the team quickly first, and then we're going to get into, I think it's about 6 or 7 signings suggestions. So this is the team we're initially going to go with. I don't think it's a default formation, as that is the holding, but we are going with, oh no, we are going with 4-3-3 holding, but I've tweaked it, so it's actually a 4-3-3 attack, because I wanted to bring in some of the new signings and incorporate them. So one thing I will say about an AFC Bournemouth career mode is that the new signings, I think they've made 5. I think we've made 5 of them. We've got Hamad Traore, we've got Dango Ouattara, we've got Antoine Semenyo, we've got Zabrany, and obviously we've got Darren Randolph as well. So yes, 5 signings in the January transfer window. So one thing I will say is these suggestions of signings, if you want to be a realistic career mode, I don't think you need to make them until the second season, because you've already got all these players, including 5 new signings in January. And if I'm probably going to actually do a new career mode with AFC Bournemouth before the end of the cycle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just not play these new signings until January, until the end of January when we actually sign them. So, and that's going to hopefully keep it a little bit more realistic for me. So Hamad Traore will actually be on the pitch until the second half of the season, pretty much. But obviously it's your career mode, however you want to do it, that's fine. But this is the team I've gone with. I've gone with Anthony on the left wing. Obviously you can play Traore on the left wing. You can probably also play Ouattara on the left wing. There's so many different combinations of the front line you can make. You've got Kiefer Moore, Solanke, they're your 2 strikers. I think you probably only want to play with 1, but if you want to play with 2, obviously that's alright as well. I may experiment with that when I do a career mode eventually. You've got Ryan Christie, you've got Dango Ouattara, and you've got Antoine Semenyo, who can play on the right. Semenyo and Ouattara can sort of play up top as well, so it's really up to you how you want to place out the front line. But I've stuck with the old boys. I've not put any of the new signings in the front line for now. But then the midfield, obviously I got with Hamad Traore. He's such a good player in FIFA, and he's still only 22, so he's not someone you want to be replacing, I don't think. You've also got Jefferson Lerma and Philip Billing as well, making up the other 2 positions. Jefferson Lerma, obviously a CDM. If you want to train him to a centre mid, you can do. That might just get rid of that -4, you know. But if you do your training anyway, he's not going to get too much of a disadvantage, to be honest. And then the back line, I've gone with Vina, Kelly, Senesi, and Smith. So hang on, it might actually be 6 signings then, mightn't it? Yeah, so it's actually 6 signings. Damn, I forgot all about Vina, but he's only on loan, isn't he? So he'll be going at the end of the season. If you want to buy him on a permanent, you can. I feel a bit bad for Zamora, because he's done nothing wrong, really. He's a really good player for Bournemouth, and he's come through the ranks, of course, Zimbabwean international, and he's still only 22 years old, so he's got a bit of development to do. The centre-backs, Kelly and Senesi. Metham's had a good season in real life, so you could play him instead. And obviously Zabrany, in the second half of the season, I'll be using him a lot more. Any of you who played Football Manager, he is literally one of the future stars in Football Manager. Zabrany. I don't even know how you say it really, but there we go. Jack Stevens as well has had a decent run out in the team this season, but he's only on loan, so I wouldn't prioritise playing him, to be honest, over some of the others. Adam Smith, I've gone with it right back, but you can play Fredericks, of course. Obviously another option. Also Jack Stacey, but Adam Smith, I think, was the club captain before we've just handed it over to Neto, but I think he's probably the one you want. But Fredericks has got pace, so if you like pace on FIFA, then play Fredericks. And then Norberto Neto in goal, of course. Feel bad for Travers, who was, I think it was the Championship's, what do you call it? The Championship best keeper of the year or something last year. So I feel a bit bad for him, but Norberto Neto has just brought a bit of solidity to the back line. And obviously newly promoted captain, he's going to be the one you keep. So I don't think I have any goalkeepers on the list, because I can't see why you would want them on. Neto, good keeper. Travers as well, one for the future as well. So you're set with your goalkeeper department there. But without further ado, I've dragged on a little bit in the first part of the episode, and I know you want to be seeing who I've suggested for us to buy. So let's go see. So I've got the 7 suggestions, 1 less than the Aston Villa one last time out, but you haven't got as big a budget as Aston Villa. I think it's 27 million, so it's not that big. If you get relegated to the Championship, it's likely to be more, even less, sorry. But the first signing is Noah Lang. What a player. We were linked with him in the January window, and I think during the summer window as well at some point. He's going to cost pretty much all your budget if you want to bring him in the first season. So I wouldn't recommend bringing him in the first season, considering our front line is pretty set. But he's probably one of the most realistic ones on this list, to be honest with you. Real face as well, so if you're a fan of that, then definitely bring him in. Asking price is 28, but you can get him for 22, it says there, probably. And if we have a look at his stats, he's got really good pace, good agility, good balance, and he's a decent finisher as well. Well, his dribbling is a little bit better, and his ball control, so you can tell he's a winger more than a striker, but I'm sure you can get that finishing, etc., and his long shots up if you wanted to play him in that striker role. He's got the outside of the foot shot. Why did I say foot? Outside of the foot shot, and technical dribbler and flair as well as his traits. So he could be a brilliant player to bring in, probably the most expensive, but also the best of the ones on this list. Now, Bournemouth do have a habit of going for lower league players, and this could be another option of it. They did it with Joe Rothwell last season. They brought him in from Blackburn after they got promoted. And obviously, Lewis Travis could be another example of this. 73 overall, 24 rated. He's not going to cost too much. Literally about 5 mil, 6 mil maybe. You probably have to pay a decent wage for him, but he'd be a decent player to bring into the midfield. He's not got a real face, which kind of brings it down a little bit, but to be honest, I don't think you care, because not all Bournemouth players have real faces. Although, to be fair, some of them have got been given real faces in the last couple of weeks, so that's a bonus for starting a realistic Bournemouth career mode if you wanted. 6 foot holding midfielder. He's just very nice. He dives into tackles. I already recognise that symbol, that trait there. Good short passing, good tackling. If you wanted to change him to a centre-back, that wouldn't be the worst thing, I don't think. Because obviously 6 foot, I'd probably keep him as a CDM or / central midfielder though, because you want to utilise them physical stats in the midfield, to be honest. So there's Lewis Travis. Could be a decent option to bring in. Max Lowe as well, another Sheffield United player, but another one from the Championship that I'm going to suggest. 25 years old, 72 rated. There's not much to say about him other than the fact that he'll be a really solid left back, and he's probably going to grow. If his dynamic potential does what it should, then hopefully, and he plays well, then hopefully he should be pushing up towards 80 overall mark even by the time he hits his peak. So he's got good stats, as you can see there, physically and mentally. Nothing is red or even orange, to be honest, so everything's nice there. He's not great going forward, like his curve and his volleys, long shots, but he's literally a left back, so you don't expect that. He's got good ball control and dribbling. Not great crossing for a wing back, but you could obviously get that up. He's an early crosser and a speed dribbler, so that's an option to explore if you wanted to bring in Max Lowe. Now, the next player I'm going to suggest is the real-faced Connor Goldson from the Scottish League and Rangers. He's 29 years old. I think he would bring just a bit of stability to the back. He's 6'3", 75 overall. He's got good leadership, long passer and power header. He'd just be a brilliant signing for the South Coast Club. Of course, look, he's English as well, and we know Bournemouth do like to go for English players. Not recently in the January transfer window, just gone, but previously they have predominantly gone for young English players. But Connor Goldson isn't young, but he'd certainly bring a bit of stability. If you wanted to shore up at the back even more, and even if he's just onto the sub bench, he'd certainly be an option for you there. He's got good stamina, good strength, good heading accuracy, so he's going to be lethal on corners. But that's Connor Goldson. Could be an option. How much will it cost you to bring him in? Well, literally nothing. I forgot to show you Max Lowe, and no, I did show you Travis's asking price, but Max Lowe there, 3 mil. Connor Goldson around 4 to 3 mil. So if you wanted to buy a couple of these players, then it's certainly possible on your 27 million budget. Matt O'Reilly is another real-faced player that you can bring in from the Scottish League. This time, on the other side of Glasgow, he comes from Celtic, of course, and he's a Danish international, 73 overall, 21 years old. He's 6'2", which is quite tall for a midfielder, But as central midfielder, sometimes you like them to be tall, and this is an example of that. He's got good stamina, good balance, composure, attacking positioning, vision. They're his standout stats, really. But he's also got good passing, short pass, long pass, and ball control as well. And he's going to develop because he's 21 years old. I actually signed him in a Bournemouth career mode in the past, and he did turn out to be pretty good. I think he was 77 overall after the first season or something like that. So he's a long shot taker, playmaker, technical dribbler. So those ring out to me that he's going to be a decent player for you if you decide to pursue him. And he's going to cost around 7 to 8 mil, to be honest. So that's a little bit maybe on the pricey side, especially compared to the likes of Lowe, Goldson, etc. But he still shouldn't break the bank, and you should be able to bring him in for a decent price. So the penultimate player I'm going to suggest is Walker Zimmerman from the United States. He's a United States international, as well as being playing in the MLS, sorry, should I say. Plays for Nashville. He's not got a real face, but he is a really decent centre-back. 76 years old, 29. He's pretty similar to Goldson, to be honest. He's got 1 overall more than Goldson, but he's the same height. He's got pretty much the same stats, to be honest. I think he's not quite as athletic. Yeah, he's not quite as fast, but still, he's got the leadership trait, which I believe Goldson has as well. Yes, he does. So both of them, I can't imagine you want to sign both of them, but if you want to sign Walker Zimmerman, that's definitely an option to explore. Bournemouth don't normally go for players from abroad, but with the new owner, Bill Foley, at the helm, and obviously he's an American, so you can see in the future they may want to sign some more American internationals. So that could be an option for you to bring in. Now, the final player on this list will not be available to buy in the first season. He is on loan at Preston, I believe, in the first year. But it is Troy Parrott from Tottenham Hotspur. If you wanted to bring in a young striker ready for the second season, I think this could be definitely an option. If you get relegated, you could try and loan him from Spurs to play in the Championship for you. But even if you don't get relegated, he'd definitely be a 70 overall, 21-year-old come the second season, I reckon. And he could be, look at that, acceleration decent, sprint speed, agility, balance, jumping, stamina, all green. And for a 20-year-old, that is very nice. But like I said, you won't be able to sign him in the first season, but second season, definitely an option to bring in if you wanted to, maybe if you wanted to let Kiefer Moore or Solanke go to a bigger club, Solanke in particular. Troy Parrott could be an option to bring in. Let's just have a look at his traits: flair, chip shot, and technical dribbler. They're decent traits, to be honest. Not like injury prone. No one wants injury prone on their players. But like I said there, you won't be able to bring him in the first season. But his market value is 1.8 mil. I reckon after the first season, you'll be able to get him for less than 4 mil, less than 3 mil even, maybe. But yeah. That's the end of the list then, guys, and that's also the end of the episode, so hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, please go down below, smash a like, smash a subscribe, share this video with others if you want as well. But until next time, guys, where I think it's Brentford, and I've got some decent players on the Brentford list, so you won't want to miss that one. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.